Hello, another day of vulnerability videos. As I'm doing this path to wealth, I'm noticing, I've always been, I've kind of joked about being a judgmental person, but I'm starting to notice the frequency of these judgments, and it's especially when my mood is low or when I'm feeling hormonal, but I'm pretty sure I do this fairly often most of the time, and I think that habit of finding the fault or finding where something's going to go wrong, I know that that's contributing to lack of success and depression and disappointment and friction in relationships. So we know from positive psychology, all the books that I've been reading lately, that changing the way that you think, you can't just say, okay, I'm not going to think that way anymore. When you're changing a habit, you've got to replace it with another behavior. So I don't know if I should replace it with some kind of affirmation or taking a break and refocusing my attention. I don't know. So this is my next project, is to find that replacement behavior. Because at this point I'm like, ooh, I'm being judgmental. And then, so I'll stop myself from talking about it. I'll be like, okay, this is getting really judgmental, or this is getting really negative. Let's not talk about it. But I don't seem as armed with how to change the subject or what to say to myself if I'm having that thought. I did notice today that I was like listening to someone talk, and I kind of they had addressed an issue that I had kind of disagreed with, but in that moment I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. Because in the past when I've spoken up and I haven't been asked for my opinion, it's been a negative situation. So, notice that's a new behavior right there. So I'm going to give myself credit for that. But how is this for you? Because I think a lot of people think that they're really positive when maybe they're not. And the more you notice, behaviors that come up, like I don't want to focus so much on negative behaviors because I want to replace them with positive behaviors. But right now I'm just like, I'm trying to feel better, and I keep noticing how I come back and I'm like judging and criticizing and, oh, well, we could do this amazing business thing. I have this great idea. Oh, but the downside of that would be this, and it's like, okay, I understand you got to figure out, before you decide to do a project, you're going to look at the pros and cons or whatever. But if I'm looking at that before I even discuss the idea with anyone, I've already ended, you know what I mean? Like, I've shot myself in the foot. I've closed that door without even peeking in to really see like what might be there, It's almost like, oh, in my mind, there's a doorway out into this open field that's like so beautiful. And my eyes are going to, okay, where's the rock I'm going to trip on? I got to make sure there's definitely a rock or two out there in that field. So I close the door, and then I'm back in my little dumpy basement suite, That's an analogy for what I do. Yeah. I don't like that. Anyway, what about you? I want to hear about you. Are you struggling with this issue? If you've overcome it, how did you do that? Let me know. Post your comments below. Thanks. Namaste.